For my next project, I got inspired by this book, The Golden Age of Hand-Built Bicycles. So I really want to build this bike, which is a retro-direct bike, meaning that the low gear is backwards and the front gear is forwards. Now, this particular bike is an Hirondelle. It's a French bike, I believe, from the 1920s, but the drivetrain goes back to about 1869, according to some sources I saw on the internet. I got some assistance from another YouTube guy named Kingsley Mandrake. He gave me some help and some advice. Not bad from a culture that eats frogs and snails. Hirondelle! Oh! To build our two-wheel drive, you need the following items. An old school wheel with a threaded hub. This is where the freewheel threads on. One bottom bracket cup. The non-drive side, notice that there are no raised ridges or anything. It's completely threaded all the way across. Two cassette spacers, one thick, one thin. The thick one should be about half as thick as the threads on your hub. Two BMX type freewheels, both of them are single speeds. This is a 16-tooth freewheel. This is a 28-tooth freewheel. It's very hard to find freewheels that take more than 22 teeth. I got this one at Circle A Cycles. Essentially they make it using bits and pieces of various freewheels and free hubs. And it cost me about $75, which is not too bad for a made-to-order piece. Now, both of these freewheels should not have any protruding lips. Step one is we need to remove this nut. Step two, place the narrower opening over your axle. Step three, secure the cone with a cone wrench and go ahead and put the nut back on, tightening it appropriately. Step four, go ahead and put your large spacer on. Step five, put on your large freewheel, make sure it spins in the right direction. This is for the mounting hardware, it points out. So thread it all the way on and then unscrew the bottom bracket cup. Thread it onto the hub. Once you got it on the hub nice and tight, go ahead and thread in your bottom bracket cup. Thread it in as far as you can make it go. Go ahead and put your small spacer on. Now this small spacer had little grooves on it like this larger spacer, and I simply filed them off. It's aluminum, files very easy. But the purpose of this is just to prevent friction between moving parts of the two adjacent freewheels. Thread on your smaller freewheel. This is our final product. They both spin in the right direction, meaning that when the chain pulls this way on either freewheel, the wheel will actually rotate. So I mounted my wheel on my frame, and there is adequate clearance between the chain stays and the inner gear. This frame was formerly a mountain bike frame. It was a frame that I called Minty Fresh. Well, actually my friends called it Minty Fresh. I made a really cheesy video on YouTube where I took it for a test ride. So one chain is not going to be long enough, so what I did is just join two of the identical chains together. I want it so that when you pedal forwards, you engage your high gear. So you got to make sure that the top of the chain ring links to the top of your small cog. The bottom of our chain ring lines up with the top of the large cog. So we have the fundamentals of our gearing system set up here. There's still a few bugs that needs to be worked up, but forwards is your high gear, backwards, low, forwards, high. It keeps wanting to sort of shift on me, and unfortunately, the chain is also rubbing against the chainstay. Okay, so I think I solved all my drivetrain issues here. But what I did here is I went out and bought the core chain reactor, which is a type of tensioner. Now my bike's upside down because I'm too lazy to dig out the stand. The core chain reactor is unique in that it actually bolts on anywhere that it can fit on the chainstay, so it doesn't need to go way back here like most tensioners. And you have the option of making it push the chain down this way, which is great. Now I made a modification, that's pretty apparent right here. What I did is simply drilled a 5mm hole, which is about 3/16 for those that don't like metric. That's what I needed. Alright, parking lot bushings and bearings. Let's see if that works. Alright, let's take this out on the road and see how it actually works. Pedaling backwards isn't as strange as I thought it would be. It feels kind of like moonwalking. Now, if Michael Jackson were alive, he would obviously want to ride a bike like this. Man, I just can't get enough of this retro direct drivetrain. Of course, Michael Jackson is the king of pop, just as Budweiser is the king of beer. Maybe they'll let you out in, 3 to 5, pending good behavior. Present yourself like this at your hearing, they'll never give you parole.
I recommend our winter's bourbon cask ale.
Yeah? Oh yeah, let's get one of those. And what else do you recommend for the other one?
I'll think about it. I'll let you know when you come back up.
Oh, okay. You can only go one at a time.
Yeah.
You can't double fist?
No.
Alright. This is my winter bourbon cask ale. Beer. That was good, but free beer always tastes good. Just can't get enough beer. Let's get even more beer. Ooh, I haven't been here in a while. This place has books instead of horses. Ooh, this looks good. Author is kind of funny looking though.
I got a beer.
Thanks. Ooh, I think I had enough beer. Ooh.
Don't stop till you get enough. Keep on with the full stop. Don't stop till you get enough.
Well, I made it home without getting arrested or crashing. Probably putting the little cog back in, putting metal discs on either side to make sure it doesn't pop off would be better than this setup, but the setup works for now.